Mount Pleasant Magazine. Mount Pleasant Magazine's newest issue is sure to tempt your taste buds. Allison Sherman along with Chad Klimaszewski are here with more. How do we do?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yes.
We get it.
We'll take it.
Thank you for both being here today. It's fantastic. You've got some magazines here. Allison, let's start with you first. How did you and Team Mount Pleasant Magazine decide to showcase oysters on the front of the magazine? And I've got one right here. And it's just not oysters, but it's a very, very nice display of oysters, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for having us, Tom. I really appreciate it. So one of the challenges that occurs when you're trying to pick the image for the cover of a magazine is that you have to find a good balance between timeless and timeliness. So what that means is not only does the image have to be relevant to the time period that we're publishing this issue, for example, this is the November-December issue, but it also has to be relevant as years go by, so that when we look back on this magazine, it is still relevant and still eye-catching.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because I'm sure oysters have been around for hundreds of years, and people still love just the steamed oyster, just as raw as it can be, but it's a steamed one, right?
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. And that was part of our decision to go with a seafood platter for the cover, because not only in history, people have typically consumed shellfish like this, oysters and things like this, in winter months because of a lack of modern technology, a lack of oyster farming. Although now you can consume oysters year-round, it's still, in many people's minds, is still all about the winter months. So in this way, we've been able to incorporate something that says November, December, while also being relevant year-round.
Fantastic. Chad, you do a lot of different things, and you do all of those things very well. One of those is being a photographer. How was it when you were contacted by Mount Pleasant Magazine to take the picture of the cover of this magazine?
Yeah, I mean, I was thrilled. I started my agency 9 years ago, and I do a lot of food photography for our restaurant local clients. But I don't have a cover yet. I never got a cover, so that was very exciting. And then to partner with one of my clients, Tavern and Table, on it, who I've worked with extensively, it was great. Yeah, very nice.
Good client to work with too, Tavern and Table.
Can't beat that view, and the people there are great. Everybody in the hospitality industry is going through a tough time right now.
Sure.
And so they're awesome people. They've been so good to me.
What is to both of you, what are some of the favorite articles in this particular edition?
Sure. So one of my favorite articles from this issue happens to come from one of our excerpts of Charleston Women. We featured a woman in West Ashley. Her name is Katie Nolan. She originally immigrated to the U.S. from El Salvador during their Civil War, came here, became a paratrooper for the U.S. Army, and now owns her own clothing store here in West Ashley named after her daughter, called Katya's Closet. It's a really fascinating story about the women of Charleston, the women in the area, and I think her story is really unique, and I really enjoyed reading it.
So she came in from El Salvador, escaping the confrontations that were going there, became a paratrooper in the military here.
Yes.
That's quite a lady.
It is.
Yeah, and then opened this great store.
Yes.
As well. That is absolutely fantastic. Before we get to where we can pick up this magazine, Chad, some of your other clients that are out there, you and I were talking, and I know this is dealing with the Mount Pleasant Magazine and oysters. There's a lot of folks that are out there that are needing good help.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to anybody in the hospitality industry right now, I mean, they need people in their restaurants to help out. They're really working hard right now, and we love them for everything they do, and we all want to go out and have a great time, and we're feeling like we can do that these days. Yeah. And they're just working a lot of hours, and we'd like to see them get some help for sure.
Yeah, eating local. Eating not only the local food, but in our great local restaurants, because we have some of the greatest restaurants in the world. It used to be years ago that people would save up money in the United States. They would save up money for a husband and wife, or maybe a family, and they would go over to Europe and eat their way through Europe with all the culinary restaurants that they have over there. And they've been doing that here in Charleston instead, saving a lot of money with the travel, but coming to Charleston because we have some fabulous restaurants like Tavern and Table and Red's and all those guys and gals that are right there on Shem Creek.
We are blessed to have everything that we have here in our area. I moved to the Lowcountry 25 years ago. I love it here. I love learning new things, and Mount Pleasant Magazine helps me do that. The article on Dewey's was an excellent example of that. I didn't know very much about the people who were living over there and what they're doing for their, to kind of keep the island what it is, and their small footprint, but enjoying that. So there's great stuff here, and we're blessed in our hospitality here, and people have been very good to me with my big, last name from the Northeast, but I moved down here for the hospitality of the people, and that's kind of why I love it here.
When people have fun with a last name, it's because they love you.
Yes.
It's all good. Check out Mount Pleasant Magazine, and where can we pick one of those up?
Sure, you can pick up Mount Pleasant Magazine at Harris Teeter's or Publix's in Mount Pleasant.
They're fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful cover, Chad. Fantastic job.
you.
Such a
Thank
great
you.
display.
Thank you.
Such a great display. Now we turn it over to the cooking mom, Amy Hanlon.